incredibly mild this morning, Sunday, November 16th. There's an Eagles game tonight, and oddly, since the pandemic, weather has, unless I never noticed it before, but weather seems to be correlating with large events. So I'm out here at 6 in the morning, games like at 8 o'clock tonight, and it feels like it's 60 degrees or it's really warm, and we've had like 39, 40 degree weather temperatures. And I noticed this in the past whenever, like, if a team made it to playoffs, or even in politics, like different large events brought in warm weather, or in some cases maybe there was extra rain or snow. And it can seem like almost biblical, because it's like, did this happen before and I never noticed it? But now I notice it all the time. If people make it to the Super Bowl, if people make it to the World Series, if there's a large election, the weather gets like slightly extreme. Like today it wouldn't be extreme, but we've had chilly, cold weather every morning, and all of a sudden I could have worn shorts. That's how warm it is. So is there something to it? Which is kind of odd, because it's like, but it would be like the biblical folks saying, God saying, here we go again. People are still in the same cycle, or competing, in blood sports, if you will, or similar, like things that would be akin to that. And how many people fall, or how many... So, okay, people get into a game mode or a party mode. How many people spend all their money on tickets? How many people get in the mood? And it's like, you think, all right, people want to have a good time. Maybe they work, this, that, or the other. But it's like they're spending an exorbitant amount of money on concessions. Say, I'm just talking about sports, but even in politics, hotels, travel, what have you. And in fact, we have a run coming up this week, the big traditional Philadelphia Marathon and half marathon. And people wind up, doing a little bit too much imbibement, drugs, this, that, and the other. And those people lose their money. They, maybe quote unquote go down because they participated in a little bit too much partying, this, that, and the other. While other people get to play football or baseball or basketball or hockey. You see what I mean? And are they doing more than just, like, there's the sport, and then are people considered intel people in those sports? And are they like half playing but actually doing like some sort of something else? While other people, a lot of people who actually pay for tickets, work hard for a living, or they're scraping, and you even have wealthier people getting free box seats because they sell ads or cars or what have you, and that goes around. The company bought up tickets and they get free tickets, raffle or what have you. But the people who have the least money have to spend the most. They usually don't get the free tickets, and then they want to party with everybody else, to have a good time. And all that beer, can you imagine, like, all that beer consumption, like $500 worth of beer, it's like $20 for a beverage at these places. All those people's bank accounts are going down, and guess whose bank accounts really aren't, unless they participate in partying. But just saying, putting it out there, I totally, I love the idea. Sports, or any major events are a big thing. And that's, how people have fun in America. But at what point does the gap get too big between how much money certain people are making versus blue collar workers or middle class people paying out the wazoo to show up. So anyway, I don't know what the answer is, but just putting it out there. It's warm today, and I was surprised. I walked out of the building and was like, are you kidding? I could have worn, like almost a t-shirt. That's how warm it is. So I wondered what was up. I know there's an Eagles game tonight, so I was thinking about something someone brought up, like how, we have industries that keep growing and they're mega industries. Maybe it's the medical industry, and they just keep making money over money over money. And are there cases in which people, how do you keep that business? There is a business. There's a bottom line to this stuff. And someone suggested, like way in advance, people can be pegged, and higher level people in certain groups would already maybe peg or tag or pinpoint people